and the sun rises on another day, as it always has throughout human history, as it always does, and as it always will, until I guess the day, a few trillion years where we all go extinct, because the sun got too big. But jokes aside, the sun rises every day, but despite the sun rising on a new day, a lot of people in the world who dread that. For some, it's another day at a job that they can't stand, where they're mistreated by their boss, where they are bullied by their co-workers, where they're handed menial tasks to do just for the sake of rounding out an 8-hour workday when there's nothing left to do. For others, it's just another day in a life of poverty, isn't it? It's just another day that they go without food, that their children starve and die, because developed nations continue to take away their resources, to harvest their resources from them and leave them with not even sustenance. For others, right now, they're living in a war zone. Being bullied by the bigger countries for whatever reason. All because of a proxy war. People dying because of a proxy war. And for others yet, the sunrise isn't even the start of the day. It's just the continuation of watching their people be exterminated by Israeli occupiers. All while so many people, well, not so many people, but all of the leaders of the Western world just sit back. Just sit back and give the occupiers more weapons to go and kill these people with. Men, women, children. What kind of world are we living in? Where the sunrise is the next chapter in a life of misery, rather than a life of prosperity. I dream that one day, in this country, Australia, and in the whole world, I dream of a day where the sunrise is something to look forward to. Where workers can wake up in the morning to a brighter future. Where workers can wake up and go to their workplace and contribute to the real economy in a way that actually matters. To be paid fairly. To have their rights met. To never be left jobless. To never be left without security. To never be where they are in the world. Because even if you're in the developed world, chances are that you don't have freedom. Even as much as they like to tell you that you do. Because ultimately, in this system, money means power. It's not one person, one vote. Maybe on the surface it appears so. You know, in a Western liberal democracy where everyone is free, that you go and cast your ballot every few years and you think that it'll change something. Well, it doesn't. Because what really gives you power under this system is money. You don't vote with a little sheet of paper. I mean, you do. That sheet of paper is a $1 bill. Or, you know, as being America-centric. But, you know, unless that is like, you know, a $5 bill. We don't even have paper bills here. They're plastic. But you get the idea. You vote with your dollar. So, naturally, in that regard, the more dollars you have, the more power you're able to wield. And people say very frequently that we should just get money out of politics. You know, that'll fix it. It won't. Mainly because it's impossible. I mean, well, it's not impossible. But it's impossible under capitalism. Because under capitalism, that is how the system works. You vote with your dollar. Even the billionaires themselves say that. You vote with your dollar on the free market. It's like, what a crock. Well, yeah. But why? Why are we voting with money when those that have more money than we could even comprehend are using that wealth to buy out our politicians, to get favourable legislation, to get tax cuts? And I dream of a day where that will all be over. In Australia and around the world. I dream of a day where workers can wake up and contribute to the economy. Where they have the freedom to contribute to the economy in any way they wish. To have their rights, to have their needs provided for. Not just commodified and sold to them at a premium. I want to see a future where workers can go to work and not fear the prospect of being fired or you know, or being handed a stack of paperwork that's, you know, not meant to be their job, but the accountant didn't show up to work today and you're the next best thing. I don't know how that works, but I dream of a day where we can all be free. Where we can all be free from the chains of capital, where our labour means more than just profit, where it means that we are human. We're just doing what people do. We work, we contribute, we work cooperatively, we work together. That's what humans have always been about. Even in the primitive days, you had the old tribes that would always work together to go hunt for food, to go, like, throughout history, like, it's always been cooperation that trumps individual, that trumps the individual. Anything the individual can do, the collective can do better. Because we all have different skills. But that day, I'm confident that a day will come where workers wake up in the morning to see this, to see the sunrise, the beautiful rise of the sun. They can breathe in fresh air of an unpolluted world. And just be happy. Just live happy, fulfilling lives where they don't need to worry about being mistreated, where they don't need to worry about being discriminated against for their race or their gender or anything of the sort. Where they can be who they are, where they can do what they want to do, where everyone can contribute together and create a better society for all of us. And when that day will come, I don't know. I don't really know. It could come within my lifetime. Could come within the lifetime of my children that I don't have yet. Or, my children's children, hypothetically. All I know is that day will come. Because it has to come. It has to come if we want to progress as a civilization. If we want to stay around, if we want to keep, if we want to, if we want to make the world a better place, not just for us, not just for humans, not just for humanity, but for everything else as well. We have to live in harmony with nature, not knock down more trees than we can plant back, like, not pollute the water. We've got to drink that. We've got to drink that to survive. And as the sun rises, I know that one day the sun will rise on a brighter future. And I will dedicate my life to trying to see that happen. To educating people. To helping organize. To bring people together. To bring people together so that we don't need to suffer. We don't need to suffer with our chains. That we can throw off our chains